Somewhere in Russia, deep in a frozen forest, there is a metal cap sitting on the ground. It is smaller than a car tire. There are no signs around it, no fence, no security. Just a rusty old cap, bolted shut, sitting in the middle of nowhere. But if you lifted that cap, you would be standing over the deepest hole ever dug by human hands. A hole so deep it would swallow 7 of the world's tallest buildings stacked on top of each other. This is the Kola Superdeep Borehole, and the story of what happened to it will genuinely shock you. To understand how this hole came to exist, you need to go back to the Cold War. Most people know about the space race, America and the Soviet Union both trying to reach outer space first, but almost nobody talks about the other race that was happening at the exact same time. While both sides were looking up at the sky, they were also looking down at the ground. Both sides wanted to drill deeper into the earth than any human had ever gone before. They wanted to know what was really down there. America went first. They had a plan called Project Mahole. The idea was to drill through the ocean floor and reach the hot liquid rock sitting beneath the Earth's outer layer. It failed. The money ran out. The project was canceled quietly in 1966. Nobody made a big announcement. It just stopped. The Soviets saw this happen, and they made a decision. They would not stop. On May 24, 1970, they put a drill in the ground on a frozen piece of land in northern Russia called the Kola Peninsula. It sat 155 miles above the Arctic Circle. The air was bitter cold. The land was empty, and they started drilling. They had no idea what was waiting for them down there. For the first few years, everything went well. The drill moved through the rock nicely. The team was happy. The numbers matched what the science book said. Then they passed 4 miles deep, and that is when things got strange. The first thing that shocked them was the rock itself. Every scientist in the world believed that below the top layer of the Earth's crust, there would be a different type of rock called basalt. This was not a guess. It was in every textbook. It was treated like a fact. But when the drill got there was no basalt. None at all. Just more of the same rock going deeper and deeper. The textbooks were wrong. Then came the second shock. Water. Real liquid water, moving through the rock, miles underground. This was supposed to be impossible. The heat and pressure that deep should have crushed any water out of existence. When the Soviets reported what they found, scientists in the West called them liars. They said it could not be true, but it was true. The water was there, squeezed out of the rock itself by the enormous weight of the Earth pressing down from above. Then came the third shock, and this one is the hardest to believe. At over 4 miles deep, locked inside rock that had not seen daylight in 2 billion years, they found life. Tiny fossils, 24 different types of microscopic creatures perfectly preserved inside ancient stone. Life in a place where nothing should be alive. The deeper they went, the more the Earth surprised them. But nothing prepared them for what came next. The heat. Scientists had done the maths. They believed the temperature at that depth would be around 100 degrees Celsius. Hot, but something their equipment could handle. They were wrong by double. When the drill reached just over 7 miles down in 1989, the temperature at the bottom was 180 degrees Celsius. That is hot enough to boil water 3 times over. And at that heat, something strange happened to the rock. It stopped behaving like rock. It started to bend, to move, to slowly close in around the drill like thick honey closing over a spoon. The drill could not move forward. The hole kept closing behind it. Going deeper was no longer possible. The Kola Superdeep Borehole had hit its limit, 12,262 meters down, over 40,000 feet. The deepest any human machine had ever gone inside this planet. A record that has never been beaten, not once, in over 30 years. Then the year 1991 came, and it changed everything. The Soviet Union fell. One of the most powerful countries in the history of the world simply stopped existing. The money that had been flowing into this project for over 20 years dried up overnight. The scientists kept working for as long as they could. But by 1992, the drilling had fully stopped. A small team stayed on for a few more years, going through the rock samples, writing up what they had found. In 1995, even that ended. The last workers packed up their things and left. The machines stayed where they were. The buildings started to fall apart. Papers and rock samples sat in rooms that nobody came back to. By 2008, the site was officially dead. The hole was sealed. A thick metal cap was bolted tightly over the opening. No speeches, no ceremony, no news coverage. Just men with tools bolting a lid over the deepest hole in the world and then driving away. If you go there today, you will find broken buildings slowly being swallowed by the forest, rusted equipment, smashed windows, strange stains on the floors from chemicals that were never cleaned up. And in the middle of all of it, one small iron disc on the ground, just 9 inches wide, with the number 12,262 written on it in paint that is starting to fade. That is all that is left. That tiny disc is the only thing marking the deepest point any human has ever reached inside the earth we live on. People in the nearby town refused to go near it after it was sealed. They said if you stood close enough, you could hear something coming up from inside the hole, a sound they could not explain. Scientists said that was nonsense. But the story spread. People started calling it the well to hell. Now here is what we know for certain. We built machines powerful enough to drill 7 miles into the ground. We found water where water should not exist. We found life where nothing should be alive. We found that almost everything we thought we knew about the inside of our own planet was wrong. And when the money ran out and the country that built it collapsed, we bolted a metal cap over all of it and walked away. That cap is still sitting there right now, in a frozen forest in Russia, with nobody watching it and nobody talking about it. Did you learn something? Like and subscribe for more.